Welcome to Tied Down TV, the punk rock opinion show with me, Danny.
I'm Geoff.
So, over the last couple of weeks, there was an announcement of a new book coming out, Collected Obsessions by Ryan Banahan, which features over 400 vintage American hardcore shirts. And it's a book I really want to get hold of because I think it's right up my street,
Yes,
that kind of
same,
thing.
yeah,
right up my street. And with that in mind, I thought, what a good idea to pick our top 5 favourite classic shirts. And shirts, big part of the culture, would you say? Bit undersung part of the culture, maybe?
Maybe not even undersung, I think. Yeah, it's a massive part of the culture. I mean, let's be fair. Anyone out there who goes to a punk or a hardcore show, one of the first things you do when you walk in the door, what is it? We go to the merch table, don't we?
Well, we do.
Yeah, well, I think most people do. Have a little mooch, have a little look. Yeah.
What have they got? What have they got?
It's a big part of the culture, like you said.
Now, before we get into it, just a few things. First question I've got to say to you is there ever been any shirts that you've seen, like famous shirts, that you've always wanted to get but you've never been able to get hold of?
Do you know what? The only one I can think of right now, and I have been thinking about this for a short while, is the black and white Napalm Death one with the image of the kids after the napalm, running across the bridge, and it's anti-fascist, anti-racist, anti-violence. And I wanted that for quite a few years. Yeah. And eventually managed to get a copy of it. Like it's vinyl. Got one, and it was one of them really cheap prints.
Yeah.
One wash,
faded.
Not even just faded, mate, just gone. Yeah. Like, you could barely see it. Because I've never found a good thing of that. That's one I always wanted, so definitely that. That's
a good point, because with experience comes... Now, when you go to a show, especially when you're younger, when you go to any show, you always want to wear your best... You'd always want to wear a shirt that you want to look the business in, don't you? Yeah. But you make that mistake early on, because, I think back to my Blades of Unity shirt that got absolutely destroyed at a Walk the Plank show, where the from cuff to armpit just went, whoosh, never was able to wear it again. So now I tend to wear maybe the more battle-worn shirts that, I don't care too much about.
Get a little bit of a,
going back to shirts I've always wanted to get, but I've never had. The Agnostic front skinhead shirt with the boots comes into mind.
Good shirt.
Yeah, I've never had one of them. I've always liked one of them. The New York Hardcore Killing Time one with the back print was one I've always wanted to have. Mm-hmm. And that I've never ever had a no for an answer shirt. I've always wanted that no for an answer shirt with the big NO on the back with the Orange County Hardcore. I've actually come across one of them before, but they only had it in small. And then it was also like fucking mustard coloured or something. There's no way I'm wearing a mustard shirt.
Fair enough.
So
it's weird though, isn't it? I mean, back prints, I think, is a definite.
Yeah, what do you look for? Back prints.
I like a back print and a small
on your chest.
On the chest.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of t-shirts that aren't that, but that is probably my favourite design.
My favourite thing to look for, I think, in a shirt is probably the live shot. With the lyric or something. The live shot on the bar. I love that. That's probably the one thing I look for. And like you, I probably like a little breastplate there as well. Yeah. It's probably my favourite. Now, funnily enough, I wore this tonight. I love this Marauder shirt. I've been after one of these for a while. Now it came and now I'm wearing it. I think I always feel like, since I've been wearing it, I feel like this print's a bit too wide. It almost starts under my armpits. Do you know what I mean? But before we get into what we've picked, because we picked some... Well, I actually don't know what he's picked, but I'll be honest with you, I'm into the classics. I'm into the real iconic shirts are what I like. Do you know what I mean? Like, the really classic pieces. Like, there's nothing too obscure in what I've picked. I really like the real classic things. But before we get going, I'd like to show just a couple of, artifacts, as you will. These haven't necessarily made it into the list, but I just think they'd be cool to show. So, there's a bit of UK hardcore history there. That is the first Knuckledust shirt, which, Mark Boardman messaged and he said that he confirmed he thinks it's the first one, and I think he's a pretty I think he's a pretty good authority on 90s shirts. So that's cool. Look at that as well with the LBU on the back. And I used to wear this when I used to play live in bands. Mm-hmm. Like it used to, because it still fits. It's fucking massive. I can't even remember where it come from, but I still wear that from time to time. And then to rival that, check this out. This is now I don't think this is the first Stampin' Ground shirt, but that's a really early Stampin' Ground shirt, won't be denied. Maybe from like the Days of Fury days there. That was given to me by Brian Sale right there. And then another thing to show as well, this is pretty cool. This is another really early Bulldoze shirt. And you can see the life on this because the Respect Through Fear on the back has faded a hell of a lot. Mm. So I got that off eBay years and years ago. I paid about 30 quid for that at the time. So,
which for inflation would probably be a lot more.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't even fit an arm in that now. It's so small. But I don't really get rid of... I mean, there's so many shirts I've got that are so small, too small, but I just can't find the heart to get rid of them.
I've got bin bags in my loft full of old T-shirts, yeah. And I could have got some of them down, really, maybe to have a look for this video, but what I've picked is 5 that I wear currently, and I love, like, the design, or for whatever reason, there's a reason why I like the shirt, and
yeah. So we get into the 5 shirts.
Let's fucking do this, then.
Go first.
Okay, so the first one for me, this is classic hardcore.
I do like this shirt a lot. You're about to pick.
This is Black Flag, and it's the process of weeding out, as I said, with a back print. I love a back print. Also, this is a very obscure, not obscure as much, but it's a difficult Black Flag release.
Yeah.
The free, kind of noisy, jazzy thing that they were doing was all instrumental EP. I fucking love it, though. This was a shirt, funny enough, that I couldn't get for a while when we were talking about it. I got this, obviously, if you can tell, if you can see, it's quite faded. It used to be black. It's a bit grey now. Couldn't find it, like, on a UK site anywhere for ages. I ended up actually forking out SST and having to get it shipped from America, and then had to pay customs on it as well.
Yeah.
So it actually cost me quite a lot of money in the end. But this is one of my most worn and still one of my most absolute favourite T-shirts that I've got in my collection.
Yeah, I really like that shirt. Like whenever you wore that, I've always thought that's really nice, really smart. I've gone for the old classic first.
Yeah, this is a proper classic.
There you go. The classic Judge shirt with the hammers on the breast. The New York crew on the back. Right, so this remains one of the only shirts I've had, grew out of, and then rebought again in a bigger size.
Yeah.
That's how much I love this shirt. So it's one of them shirts I never want to be without. It's an absolute classic from a classic EP, one of the best of all time. Yeah, so I never want to be without my Judge shirt. Always want it in navy blue as well. I don't know why, they've done it in black as well, and maybe a few other colours, but I've always wanted this one in navy blue, and I've had a couple of them now. Like I said, it's only this, and I think maybe the original Bathory front cover.
Okay.
That I've outgrown. That's and then rebought. Yeah. So Judge, New York crew, original shirt. Obviously, this isn't an original one. This is like,
but the design,
it's steadily available, isn't it? There's nothing rare about this.
The design is original.
Yeah.
Okay, next pick for me. So I'm kind of cheating on this because I have picked 2 together, but I got both of these at the same time. So as anyone who watches the show knows enough, huge fan of Discord Records. If you know much about Discord Records, you also know that they don't do merchandise. However, Mr. Jeff Nelson, co-owner, Pedestrian Press, he has a site. I discovered this in lockdown in 2020. Stuck in the house, was buying a lot of T-shirts and records. Yeah. And he was doing some Discord shirts. So I've picked 2. Because first off, I've picked this one, which is the Discord logo on the breast. And on the back, it just has the flex your head. Absolutely amazing. Got an email off him when I ordered them, saying, because of the lockdown, it might take a while, but, he'll get it to us. He was great. Put a little letter in with it. And the other one I got, which is my absolute favourite, is Egg Hunt. And fucking love the shirt. Love that 7-inch. Love Discord, as you know. And as we were talking about T-shirts being precious to us.
Yeah.
This, when I got it, obviously also limited. He wasn't doing continuous prints of them. Yeah. I was like, yeah, love this shirt. My partner, one day, put a wash on. This T-shirt was bundled in the wash. It's going to get there. Put a wash on. Now, no, I don't put my T-shirts in the dryer. Yeah. And my partner doesn't either, but this one was just lost in the mix. Went in the dryer. But anyway, it turns out that she'd left a red lipstick in a pocket. I came home from work and she was like, listen, I've wrecked one of your T-shirts with there was lipstick. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh, it's all right. Don't worry. I thought it'd just be one. Yeah, it's fine. I'll be able to replace it. She was like, no, it's your Egg Hunt shirt. I was like, what? I was like, that's limited edition. Anyway, got back on, ordered another one, got a message off Jeff Nelson again saying, wow, Jeff, that was the last extra large I'm doing. So, thank you, Jeff Nelson, egg hunt.
That's
honestly,
amazing.
mate.
I think that's a good story.
Honestly, mate. Actually, there is one little extra bit. Sorry. So she works with children, and on that day, the next day, to make it up for me, she got all the kids to make me a little mini egg hunt shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, and I really like that Discord shirt.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, for me, from one classic American straight edge shirt to another classic American straight edge shirt. Uniform choice, nice. Straight and alert shirt. Now, this was one I'd hunted down for ages. This was one I'd wanted for a long time, and then they got a load in Cortex Records a few months ago. So I got one ordered in. Now, I look a bit of a twat in white, so I don't wear it too much. Also, the fact that you get a bit of fucking shite on there, it shows up, doesn't it? Yeah. But it's a brilliant classic shirt. One of them shirts that you always seen on like liner notes and back covers and all sorts. This is like been in print since the 80s pretty much, and it's got the Wish and Well Records thing on the sleeve, and then this is the best part. It's got the OC Hardcore straight edge guy on the back, nice. With the big X fist. So yeah, this is one I've been after for a long time. I was really happy to get it, but I don't wear it too much because I'm a messy eater, and and I just feel like
spaghetti or beans or something. It's going all the way down there.
Well, that is definitely. I've hunted that down for a long time, so I was happy to get one of them finally.
Nice. Okay, fair one for me. This is quite a recent purchase for me as well. And I picked this one. It's quite a recent design. It's not necessarily a classic design, but it's two very classic bands. So it's the Circle Jerks, and it's Keith done in the style of Milo, and it says Keith didn't go to college. So two bands who we've talked about loads on here. I've talked about a lot, especially both currently touring across America, across South America, coming over to Europe and the UK next year. This year, can't wait. Very excited. And I think this is the t-shirt for that. And I heard somewhere that this was only going to be a limited run. So I was like, had to fucking get one of them. Because, as I say, two of my favourite bands, and I love it. But much like you, I don't wear white t-shirts too often because I'm a bit messy, shall we say, and if I'm drinking a Coke, it's like go all over it. So, but yeah, that's my third pick anyway. Circle Jerks, done like Milo.
So, spoke about that Knuckledust shirt at the beginning. So, there's a Knuckledust shirt in the list. It's not that one, it's this one. So, this is one of my all-time favourite UK hardcore shirts. Like, I think it's from probably in between their Time Won't Heal This and Universal Struggle period.
Yeah.
It's got the Ruction Records representing there, but also as well, and what do we say about a live back print?
That you fucking love it.
London Style 2001. Now, the problem with this shirt is it's the most fucked up fitting shirt ever. So it's really baggy on the stomach, right? Mm-hmm. But the shoulders and the neck are like dead tight,
belt shaped.
Yeah. So to stick it on, I look like flipping a bean sprout sticking out like that. But I've got this like big baggy middle, so I look a bit of a blurt in it for sure. But yeah, it's not the best fitting shirt, but it's an absolute classic, and it's one of my favourites of all time. And I think it's definitely the best Knuckledust. In my opinion, it's the best Knuckledust design shirt ever.
It's a great design.
It's simple.
Do you know what I would like with that? Just for me, I like that kind of like that. Maybe there, almost like where they get the stomach tattoo, so it looks like it's there or something like that. That would look quite cool to me. But that is a boss shirt. Like.
One of my favourites of all time, UK hardcore royalty, Knuckledust, London Style 2001.
Nice. So fourth one for me. This is another one actually that I couldn't get in the UK. I had to ship from overseas, so it cost me a little bit more. I've gone for Disfear with a nice little black and white print.
It's nice, that.
Classic.
I've never seen that.
I wore this in our second ever video, I think.
Did you?
Yeah. And it's got a big back print with a skull and crossbow, and it says Defenders of the D-Beat.
That's nice, that.
And I love Disfear, especially the first few releases, this period with this logo. And like I say, saw this online as well. And I mean, everyone who's into punk and hardcore's got a lot of fucking black and white shirts, haven't they, that look like this. But for some reason, I do find that this is one of my favourites. And like I say, great band, and I love Crush Punk and D-Beat shirts, and they're just black and white, a little bit faded. They've always got pictures of cops and shit on it, like, fucking just love it. And like I say, just love the design, especially the back. So yeah, that's my fourth.
My next is a shirt of an album that probably means more to me than any other album in hardcore. It was my absolute gateway, and it is Biohazard's Urban Discipline shirt, and this was originally printed for the album, I believe. Now, a famous photo of this shirt can be seen with Nas, the rapper, wearing it while being stood next to Tupac. Now, Biohazard are a weird one because Biohazard, I think, are known for some awful shirts. Like, over the years, they've done some right shit shirts.
Fair enough.
They're not really a band that you can get their stuff, a lot of time you have to get their merch from their gigs, you know what I mean? And they've had some shocking stuff. But I got this from America, and it's got that classic logo on the back, the Brooklyn, New York. And as soon as I seen one of these on the internet, I was like, I have to get that. I don't care how much postage it is.
Yeah.
I need to get it, because this is just me all over. This is just...
No, it's sick. I like that.
Absolute classic stuff.
It's probably not one I'd wear. But
of course not, but it's
a sick shirt.
Yeah, it's that classic Urban Discipline lineup. It's got the graffiti writing. It's got the amazing logo on the back there, and this was the gateway album for me, pretty much. You know what I mean? And it's still one of my favourite albums ever of any style of music. Again, the fitting is a bit odd, like the Knuckledust one, but yeah, that's a fucking classic.
Great. So last one for me then. I've gone for another Discord one, actually. I've gone for Void, and this is a long sleeve. Don't wear many long sleeves, to be fair, but I actually love this shirt.
That's a nice shirt.
It's amazing, isn't it? And also, once again, it's got the back print from the Split. I got this off Pete Osmond, is it? Off Land of Treason.
Land of Treason, yeah.
So I ordered it in XL, and he emailed me and was like, I'm really sorry, but I've actually only got a large. It's a big large. Yeah. I was like, I'll take a chance. And it fits fucking perfect. I don't wear it all the time. Much again. Said a lot about Discord records over our videos, how much I love them and love the bands. So any merch I can get, especially decent quality, merch. So this, like I say, gets worn a lot. Love the sleeves on it as well. Yeah.
My last pick is another classic UK hardcore one. This
I
is
see a theme forming here. Like.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's only two, but there you go. This is the Seconds Out shirt.
Amazing shirt.
Now this has probably been worn. This has been worn to death, really, but very simple. Very simple design of just the Seconds Out there 3 times. But look at that on the back there. It's got the round one, and then it's got the straight edge militant guys on the back holding the weapons. I fucking love it. Now it doesn't fit anymore. I could never ever get rid of it though. It's an absolute classic. I always loved this shirt. I wore this probably more than any other shirt here. It's I've had this. It also is a reminder of like my early days going to shows, because it was one of the first like hardcore shirts I had, and I wore it probably for about a year to every show I went to.
I remember you wearing that shirt.
So it was one of them where it was like I could never part with it. Do you know what I mean?
Since like 2002, 3, something like that.
No, because it's 4, 5.
2004,
Yeah. Because it came out with the demo, I believe.
Oh, so it's 04.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice.
Brilliant stuff.
Okay.
We've got honourable mentions though as well.
Yeah, I've got one. Got it with me here. So I've got my Spirit of 69 Trojan Records shirt. I absolutely love it. The reason it's only an honourable is because I don't wear it that much, because when I do I look like a vicar. So
yeah, that's the problem with. I've got one of them, and that's the problem with. You do look a bit of a div in those like collar shirts.
Bit of a square, like.
Yeah. My one is another old one that doesn't no longer fit, but it's cool. Look at that. Look at that for some classic stuff. Cold as Life basketball shirt. CTYC on the back. I looked an absolute knob in this, but I mean, you've got to have a certain look, and I definitely didn't have it when it fit.
No, man.
I think you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I did wear it again when we used to play live sometimes. But yeah, it's one of them that it's you're not going to find one of them every day, are you? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
Classic stuff again.
Nice. So those are our picks. Tell us yours. Definitely.
Tell us about any shirts that have been destroyed at gigs.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Or any win or ones you've lost, whatever. Yeah, like classic ones that you miss and that. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Do you know the score? Like, subscribe, ring the bell if you want some notifications. Jump on socials, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Give us some messages, likes, follows. We love it. It all helps. See you next time.